Welcome to day 6 of the Intuitive Eating series, where we talk all about the 10 principles of an intuitive eating approach to health and well-being. My name is Kate, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and owner of Kate Regan Nutrition, a virtual private practice based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Today we're talking about principle number 6, discover the satisfaction factor. This is one of my absolute favorite principles of intuitive eating because it allows you to rediscover the joy and pleasure that food can bring you. A lot of cultures around the world actually value pleasure over nutrients when it comes to eating, and they're healthier. America is one of the unhealthiest countries in the nation for a reason. And one of that reasons is because we emphasize dieting and restriction so much more than the actual pleasure of eating and the connection that food can bring to us beyond just the nutrients it provides to our body. So with this principle, I like to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you're familiar with that, you know that we are driven by our unmet needs. And food is one of those very basic needs. And if we're not meeting those needs, we're gonna be thinking about food a lot and we're gonna experience loss of control eating. So if you are eating enough and you're still experiencing these things, that could be a sign that there's some mental restriction going on still. And mental restriction has the same effects on the body and the mind as physical restriction and dieting does. So we've talked about all of the harmful side effects of dieting before. Those things can still occur with mental restriction, which is basically you're eating enough food, but you're not feeling satisfied and you still have food rules floating around in your head. So you're telling yourself that maybe you're eating all foods and all foods are fitting into your diet, but you're still telling yourself, I shouldn't be eating this, or you still are experiencing food guilt. So those things can still cause some of the side effects that actual physical restriction does. And with this principle, cravings are a big, big topic when it comes to discovering the satisfaction factor. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a craving for a very specific thing and tried to satisfy yourself with other items instead of eating that actual thing? And did you end up eating that actual thing anyway after you ate all of the other things? This is called eating around your cravings. So for example, if I was craving a chocolate chip cookie and instead I decided to microwave a chocolate chip cookie dough Quest bar or try healthy cookie dough bites, and none of those things were satisfying me because all I wanted was the actual chocolate chip cookie, then I ended up eating a whole lot of food more than if I had just had the cookie initially. So in discovering the satisfaction factor, a big part of building your meals is making sure that you're satisfying yourself and your cravings. So you're eating enough food and you're eating a good balance of macronutrients, but you're also considering, what am I in the mood for? Am I in the mood for something crunchy or salty or sweet or warm or cold? And really taking that into account so that you can leave the meal feeling physically satisfied, but also mentally satisfied, so that you're not thinking about food so much and you're not consistently eating around these intense cravings and end up giving into them anyway. So something I want to task you with in discovering the satisfaction factor is to consider your cravings when you're building meals this week. What are you in the mood for? Do you have any specific thing that's on your mind that you've been thinking about that you can incorporate into your meals somehow? Do that and see how you feel.